Gender is like the Twin Towers. There used to be two of them, and now it is a sensitive subject. Knock knock, who's there? Twin Towers who? You said you'd never forget. If we can't love, the terrorists win. Classic. Love this one. Love this. Say, anyone know why I can't post anywhere? Can't even post in war help. Ahmad banned me from war art last night, and since, when I try to post, it without fail comes up with the message something went wrong, but we're not sure what is this, some sort of shadow bin. Hijacking top comment to link totes. Or Reddit. Come or joke or. I read Two Towers and my dumbass was thinking, what does Saruman have to do with Old? Saruman the White later proclaimed oneself as Saruman of many colors. There's that. Same here. I was expecting some joke involving fellowship and airing. Saruman of many colors. I am still thinking this. In the books, he casts away the title of the White and becomes the Self. Proclaimed Saruman of many colors. A friend once mistakenly referred to the middle installment of Lotr as the Twin Towers. I told him Gandalf escaped Orthanc on an eagle, but he sure didn't fly the eagle into Orthanc. I still remember the dipshits when the Two Towers was released in 2002 setting up petitions and complaining how the movie title was disrespectful. Same dude Villemot. I was thinking of Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. Gandalf though, huts. Or I. Pinim. Come or originals or 6 or 36 or bait or 6 or 36 betis 82 524 Cesaroff Viviec 246,419. Bonus. Gandalf the Pinks. Or Stew. Favum. Come or Orig or 150,827 or cute. Funny. Gandalf. Ha ha ha. Favum. Come. 3,188,843. I too read it like that, thought it was a meta joke about this hups. Or Reddit. Come or war loter memes or comments or wet zero or it's quite cool tetlatho or. At medium Android eputum sources share. Same as me parents. Oof. Now that's funny right there. And I'm sorry. Yeah, there are two sexes, the one I have with your mom and the one I have with your dad. Based bisexual representation. Gonna use this one on my homophobic bullies. Thanks. The one I have with your mom and the one your mom has with me. Also assholes misusing it for political power. A recent survey has found 1 in 3 genders is just as stupid as the other 2. I rate this joke 9 or 11. 5 or 7 for me, a perfect score. Profile pic checks out. Same be said for a eunuch's testicles. There is no sensitivity left whatsoever. But what about what to 7? Never forget Tower 7. Never for Best we all just forget about that minor detail, lest people wonder how that possibly could have happened. In just commenting so, the Twin Towers joke no longer has 747 comments. Or, what Family Guy episode was this ripped from? Genders like the Wu buildings. Only 2 of them got all the attention. All the attention to view the young show and God I read Was What the Cunt. The better joke. If you crash airplanes into them, they die. Stolen more times than there were victims in 9 or 11. Now there are 0 genders. No, there's many. Somehow no specific number though, but many. This joke landed worse than Flight 93. This sub rips on everyone and everything, and the second it touches this subject it turns into a salt mine. I know this is a joke, but I also thought that cultures all around the world had their own views on gender. Would some cultures have had more than 2 genders for thousands of years? Here's an odd fact about that. In many of those cultures, homosexual men were considered their own separate gender. Gender, sex, and attraction is all abimodal spectrum. The less we assume it's all rigid categories, the better. Mostly, no. The most common citation for something like this is that certain cultures had deities or priests that were conceived as a hybrid both genders. There have also been essentially transgender people, everywhere. But the basic binary of sex and gender is widespread and pervasive across cultures and across time. As Sensets, send pes peseders, You are right. The concept has appeared throughout history in different cultures, essentially just like how the Greeks and Romans were having gay orgies long before it was cool. It's why some languages have the non-binary pronouns when some languages simply do not. In Germanic languages, the word for they and she are generally the same. Gender is like they Twin Towers. I always thought there were 2, but when shit went down I heard there were a lot more than I thought. This joke was written years before Epstein did kill himself. What's the difference between 9 or 11 and a cow? You don't milk a cow for 21 years. It amazes me how many people there are that don't realize that they're on war jokes. It's insane. Not to be a buzzkill on your joke. But did three towers fall? Yes, three tiers fell, but there were still only two twin towers. I would call the third one a tower. It looked more like a big filing cabinet. My first ever boss told me this joke 5 years ago when I was working at a pizza joint. I'm trans myself, but we had a mutual understanding, so it was hilarious. Great guy. That's an original joke. Did you come up with it yourself? Ors. Critiquing originality on war jokes. Now that's funny. Republicans only have two jokes. Aren't there at least 30 in the current Senate alone? This is coming from a Republican. They're scared of 9 or 11 jokes. My right to exist is not a sensitive subject. Man, imagine reading this and thinking it was clever and good to steal. I'm living it, man. But then you read about how some Native American tribes had two spirited people and realized there's never been only two genders. 2. Spirit is a modern pan-Indian umbrella term used by some indigenous North Americans to describe Native people in their communities who fulfill a traditional third gender ceremonial and social role in their cultures. It's because the Biennalept stands for bi. Edit. Heading over Tor were offensive jokes. Bi, tri, quadra, infinity. I don't get it for political reasons. Why those aren't genders. Were technically the truth. This was supposed to be a joke, but judging by the comments, the sensitive part was bang on. One tower and one hole. This has given me the courage to make a confession also. Even though I was born visible, I identify as invisible. Therefore, I am trans. Parent. My preferred pronouns are who, what, and where. There are still two.